And then Raktoshi says, yes, I was, shut up. And then now other people are saying, I don't like Raktoshi. And then others are saying, I don't like Casey. And it's been war in the timeline. And you guys just in Solana land, trading meme coins. We're broke. We lost our money on runes.
There's beef in meme coins, People be like, I paid this person, this amount. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. KOLs are doing this.
Wait, I thought you guys were the KOLs. That's why I had you here.
Mark's a KOL. Mark's the biggest KOL.
Nah, turn him off.
I don't think my volume's out.
Turn him up.
I'm just a loud person.
That's what a K. You're describing a K. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Your mouth goes.
Get Mark loud. There we go.
Now I'm live.
There we go. I'll say the best. I think the most goofy Mark show we had is that it was the day after Slurf. He walked in halfway through a show, and he pulled up a chair and set it up in the middle of the aisle. And was just like, plop, like, what's up, man?
Mark sometimes be thinking he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
It was a bold move.
We were in Art Basel. He pulled up to a party and was like, I don't have a ticket. I'm Mark.
No, hey, it was good.
This is crazy.
Did you really do that?
Yeah.
No, I
he
didn't.
said, I don't have a ticket, but you know who I am.
He
like,
wasn't even there. He wasn't even there with me.
Mark's really nice, like on stage. Behind the scenes, though, he says a lot. Do you know who I am? It's a lot of do you know who I am. It's like it's surprising. Okay, Jerry, we live?
We've been live.
Okay, whoopsie doops. Okay, whoopsie doops. So everyone, we are live. We're gonna start the show in a second. But if you want, go to IRL_alpha on Twitter/X. Like, retweet, put a comment. You can make fun of
Bro, put a comment.
me. Don't make fun of the panelist. Okay.
I'll send them a hat if they put a comment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good comment. You get a hat. Okay, there you go. We're getting.
It's got to be a
out
good
there.
comment. Don't put like, is that the Mark Colser? Like, you know what I mean?
That was
Are you really? Are you trolling Butoshi right now? Like, that's not a bet. He said the Mark. Okay, sorry.
KOL head ass.
Oh, how am I just catching straights?
Okay, before we start, I do this every single time Mark's ever been here. How do you say your last name?
Colser.
I swear to God, it's like Colster.
Yeah.
I'm saying it wrong. Okay, cool.
What did you think it was?
Colster?
Cooler.
Colster?
I don't know.
What the hell's the ST?
I don't know, dude. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
It's silent.
Oh man.
We're good, Jerry? Mark's volume's proper?
Proper.
Troy, you got a mic that's working?
Yes.
Nope. See? There's always...
It's really low.
Turn Troy up a little bit, and I'll regret that, but just do it.
I'll turn myself energy down.
We turn him up just a little bit.
Hello.
Okay, cool. We did it. Say it again.
He's good.
Troy, talk.
Yeah, hello. How are you?
All right, good enough. Hello, everyone. Welcome to IRL Alpha. My name is Beginbot. I'm your host, and here today to talk about, truthfully, kind of Solana content creation. Sometimes we talk about a bunch of stuff, but we got Solana MFers on stage. We got content creators on stage. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what we think the future of content and these different chains are going to look like. But before we do that, if you guys didn't know, this show is not meant to be like Mark lecturing you about how the Lions are the best football team of all time. It's meant to be an interactive conversation. So if you're someone who's out there and you have an opinion, someone says something, you disagree, we got a couple microphones floating around. Troy's holding one. You just got to wrestle it out of his hand. There's another one standing right there, so you can stand up, walk over to it, talk into the microphone. If you don't feel like getting on a mic, there's a chat. IRL_alpha. You go to YouTube or X. You chat there. We can see it in the studio. We can see your comments. See, there's Wave. There's Rosamond. There's Day After. There's Butoshi. So we'll try and respond to your comments. Just try and be a little nice to us, okay? It's been a hard week. Some of us lost a lot of money this week gambling, so, I'm a little sensitive, but, we are looking for spicy takes. If you got spicy takes, please give them to us. Okay, so let's just get into it. Back on the show for I don't know, it's maybe your second time, third time?
Something like that.
Something like that. One of our favorite people. He's always got a good attitude, even though I don't know what the heck he's doing all the time. I think he's a professional Top Golf goer.
Something like that.
He has a podcast where he interviews people. I think he photographs models. Is that...
Yeah, I took photos of Jakey and Steve this week, so for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
there you go.
Photographs models. And also, you never talk about this, but you're selling coffee?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on.
Okay, dude,
and Detroit Lions, best team in the NFL.
Okay, cool, thank you.
You got to mention that. NFL season began today.
Okay. So you see, like I said, spicy take started off. Mark, what's going on? What are you working on these days?
Nothing.
I've just been prepping for the NFL season to begin. So if I look down at my knee right now, it's because I'm looking to see if the Chiefs scored a touchdown. But anywho, happy to be here.
Okay, beautiful. We'll get him. He will give you live updates on the NFL the whole time. We are not streaming the game at all, NFL, if you are watching. We are just hanging out here. Mark's providing updates. Now, for the first time on the show, very excited. We're going to do a Solana show, so we got to get every person who actually has Solana in the name. If you're on the timeline and you're actually looking at who's putting out content that's got the likes, got the hits, people are actually viewing here. Solana Steve, you've been all over the board. Every single day I'm seeing something new. You got a professional photographer following you 24/7. That's true, right?
I'm Mark.
No,
And Colton.
You're killing it. You're killing it here.
Multiple.
You've now launched a company,
Multiple.
Super Based, here with
Yes.
with Jakey, which we'll dive a little bit deeper into. But why don't you give a little intro to who you are, what you're working on?
Solana Steve. It's in the name for the Solana degen takeover. Working on Super Based with Jake and Colton. Super Based is comprised of a couple different things. We'll get into it, but yeah, overall, Super Based.
Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Well, Jakey, you got to get into what it is then, okay? Because I'm wrapping it to you here. So, if you guys haven't seen, if you're on the timeline too, he's got tricks. He's got clips. Okay, I saw him.
You actually know what you're talking about too. When it comes to skateboarding.
I think I saw him. I saw a tail slide. I think I saw a 50-50. I think I saw maybe a board slide. I don't know. That's with a broken arm, right?
Yeah.
So, killing it here. Always doing a bunch of fun content, dude. Your Solana commercial when that first came out, we were playing on all the screens, like laughing so much. So,
Really?
yeah, oh yeah. It was killer. It was killer stuff here. So,
I appreciate
out there making fun content, deep in the Solana ecosystem. What's going on, Jakey? What are you doing? What are you working on?
Yeah. I'm Solana Jakey, Soul Jakey, Jake Hillhouse. Working on Superbase with Steve. It is a degenerate media company, we like to call it. Right now I'm working on being a little bit more safe and having fun. We'll get into Superbase, but yeah, having fun. That's the overall goal.
Okay, beautiful. I was going to say a little more safe. When you already broken an arm, that's when it's time to get a little bit safer.
Yeah, it's like a reminder.
For Jakey, for sure.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, right when that cast comes off, it's going to get back to unsafe, okay?
Now,
So-
once I can just use it, like mobility-wise, and still have the cast on, then we're back to the action. But until then, as long as the sling's on, safety first.
Okay, when the sling's on, safety first. Okay, beautiful. Okay, well, don't worry. You got your bodyguard next to you, okay?
Yeah.
Sonny here, okay? President of D-Gods. Also, you got some basketball actual skills, right?
No.
No? No?
100%.
Is that
AI
true?
edits. AI edits.
Is it AI edits?
He's still ducking the smoke for our 1v1 game where I said he won't score a bucket on me, and we have 3 soul on this bet, but like he doesn't want to go.
I'll
to the
destroy
court.
you. When are
We
we
have
playing?
the Venice, courts right over there. So we have to schedule that like
Mark
I don't
doesn't
know,
want to
pretty
play
soon.
sports with me anymore. He's just like Pilates, meet me in the studio. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, are you really on
Don't be
Pilates?
talking negative
Wait,
on
Mark,
Pilates,
Mark,
okay?
are you really on Pilates?
Yeah.
That's what's working
That's
for you.
how that-
Okay, everyone.
See, it's not.
Guys.
It's not working.
What do you mean it's not working?
It's just for show.
Have you seen these
There's
abs?
no performance. There's no
Actually,
performance.
this is actually a real question. Okay, we're doing terrible intros right
But on
now.
opposite sides.
Your abs are real? I thought that was Photoshopped.
No, they all real, baby.
Oh my, I literally saw that shot and I was like, damn, he's good at Photoshop. I got to hit him up for some stuff. Okay. It's Photoshop. Yeah, okay. Sonny, D-Gods, Killer Threes, who's been playing a bunch of games. We're now in the season right now. I see you got the chain
Season's
on
over.
here.
Season's over.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, season's over. But
Come
it was a
on,
good
man.
season.
It was
the summer. It's September now.
okay.
Yeah. Champion was like mid-August or something.
And
like
so you guys won.
that.
Okay, shit. I gotta
Yeah,
do
something
more
like that.
But it's
research.
all
Okay.
good. But it's all good. It was
You
a good. We had a great season off the court. Great time with holders. Great time with the community. Them pulling up to every game. Like just unforgettable experiences. In different
Well, I can tell you
cities.
this. You can tell D-Gens who know nothing about sports that you just did win, and we will do no research and be like, sick. They're number one here. So, what are you working on? What's going on right now?
Working on things, D-Gods, IRL events, podcasts, and just working with cool brands in the space.
Cool people
Content
too.
creating.
I don't know if you guys are-
I love working with Steve and Jakey. It's incredible, honestly.
We put them on opposite sides for a reason, people. Okay. All right, well, let's just get into it. So we've been going through a little bit of an interesting time during Web3. We've had ups and downs. We've been around for a little bit of a long time. We've seen different content creators come and go through various activities. And truthfully, we're kind of entering into the next phase. You're seeing people bridge more people mainstream. You're seeing content that is bridging out of, like, it's actually going to TikToks that aren't just, guys, buy this coin, sell this coin. So we're seeing people doing man of the street stuff. There's podcasts, there's everything. So I'm kind of curious, like, even with you guys doing Super Base, like, what are we missing? Where are we going? Soul Jakey, like, what's wrong? You've been in here. You actually have people who follow you on TikTok, very rare in Web3. Like, what are we doing wrong? What do we got to do to actually, I don't know, get someone to actually follow?
I don't think it's a matter of doing something wrong. I think it's like, at the risk of sounding corny, it's still kind of like ahead of the curve. There was a new term that I can't remember. Someone used it today. It might have been Amy Street or something. And they said, can we stop using the term Web3 because it like turns people off, it confuses people. And she used the term, this is like the new internet. And I really like that. I think like digestibility, I don't know if that's a word, if I just made that up, but it's something that's super important. And like when we talk in these terms of, someone throw out like a Web3 term.
DAO.
DAO, like shit like that. It's
That's
hard.
a terrible example.
What do you mean
Group
it's
But-
terrible?
but-
That's like the worst word in
Yeah,
Web3.
that is the worst word.
It's like one thing that we know is not going to work.
Regardless, I think we're going into a time period where,
Pick one.
where creators are creating something that's more relatable. There's more personality. Their face is on the screen. They're showing who they are, and it's more authentic. And I think that's like a path that needs to be taken.
Well, so you did bring up a great point, right? Truthfully, I've been trying to stop using the term Web3 because I feel like it's like a tainted term that no one cares about. Like, it just doesn't make any sense here. DAO, those aren't real. That's not a real thing. That's like a fake. That's a fantasy thing, and we'll schedule a show one day to debate that with some ETH nerds here. But it's like, how much do you think is finding the right word to sell to people? Are you guys like brainstorming that? We've seen, like, actually it just happened with the Solana people. They started saying, instead of saying L2, we say network extensions, and everyone's like, whoa, network extensions, that's fire.
No, I'm not technical enough for that. I think that's like another person's job. But on the content side, yeah, it's about having fun, and I think people can relate to fun.
True. I feel like it's like the financial internet, if I were to describe it, because it's like that's what like content creators are doing this for, one, like the love of obviously content creating, I hope, but like, yeah, there's a financial incentive to everything that we're doing in the space. Even people that are just like tweeting and content isn't like their main thing or whatever, it's like there's a reason why you log on to crypto Twitter every day, you tweet, you interact with people, you're in group chats, whatever. Like, we're all financially incentivized in some sort of way.
But that's a tough
and,
thing,
yeah.
right? Because like most every hobby in some way, if you get on TikTok, there is like a financialization behind it. If you get into anything, people are like, I'm into knitting, and it's like,
But I
here's
feel
how
like
you
you
sell
still
your
have,
knitting.
you still have the people that are like, oh, I'm not monetizing on TikTok, I just scroll, or like I just scroll on Instagram, or I just whatever. But I'm talking about the people that are actively like showing up every day, and you see them on the timeline every day. Like, they're tweeting pretty constantly, like all the time, regardless if they consider themselves like having a platform or an influencer or whatever. It's like, even if you have 1,000 followers, like you have 1,000 people following you that are seeing whatever it is that you're posting. And so you're definitely like, there is partial where it's like you're financially incentivized, whether it's like getting the information, the right information, or if it's like you working your bags or whatever. There's some sort of incentive that's there on this like new internet.
Well, there's the problem. It's like, when do you bring up the money, right, for a bunch of these topics? Like, that's an issue. You want to onboard someone. You cannot onboard anyone to crypto and say, hey, welcome to crypto. You're going to get rich. If you say that, I go, scammer, get away from them, right? And anyone who hears that, they also have their red flags up. However, there are advantages to this. You know, like, Mark, you're, photographing models every week. I'm just making up jobs in my head of what you do based off your timeline here, right? So when do you tell them, you're like, hey, listen, you're making a little bit of money from this, but I'll tell you what, you get rich from crypto, or,
Oh, I do tell people all the time. I love onboarding people. I think it's fun. So when we have red days, that's when I text my Web2 friends, and I'm like, hey, here's your opportunity to get in. I think people who onboard their friends when we're at all-time high are raging dickheads. Like, give your friends some upside. Like, let them get in when we're not getting ready to sell. If you're getting ready to sell and you're onboarding your friends, you are the worst type of person. You're using your friends as exit liquidity.
I will say that there's nothing, if I was a person who was like, I got a call from Mark, I'm not in Web3, let's see what's going on. Hey, dude, you should buy Solana. Let me get the Solana charts. It's the reddest it's ever been. I'd be like, who the fuck is this guy?
They trust me. They trust. Okay, big trust.
Mark makes them take a shot of Maltai and then shows the ticker after.
Honestly, that works a
Damn.
lot. That works a lot. People enjoy the Maltai. They enjoy the Maltai.
What even is that? And also, are you sponsored by this before you have to, say
No,
hashtag
no,
ad?
but it's a quality luxury liquor from
Oh
China.
my God.
that you cannot
Top
handle.
holder.
Someone said Twitter
Mark
posting is a
pretends
real
to
job.
hand it. What? Twitter posting is a real job. It 100% is a real job. How many interns out there, like, shout out to the fucking interns. They be holding it down for us too. Phantom interns goated. Who else?
Yeah, thank you.
Magic Eden intern. We
Well, so-
got-
well, how do you
what
feel about
other
that, though? So I'm
interns?
saying, we're saying Twitter posting is a real job. We all say it's all the interns posting. Those interns, they shouldn't be interns then, okay? They should be more important
I
than
mean, I
the
just-
devs sometimes.
I'll get called an intern if I'm getting paid $150K a year to post on Twitter. Like, you could call me an intern all you want.
I will
Like,
say that's too low. That is too low right now. For if you were a
That's
top
fair.
Twitter
Yeah, if
intern,
you're a
if you
top,
are a
yeah,
top
yeah.
poster,
For sure.
150 is not. If a company has, like, I come from like a dev background. Every dev's making $250 a year. I got 10 devs. They all code something. It goes nowhere. No one cares. You bring in one quote unquote intern. They post, and all of a sudden it's viral. They're worth
True.
more than the devs. Don't tell my dev friends, right? So it's like,
It's bringing life and personality to that account. Like,
Yeah.
he brought up the Phantom intern. That's like a great example. It's like, there's nothing like having the Phantom intern in your replies with something that's like kind of cute and funny, and it brings personality. It makes it feel real. And I think like the whole intern thing, it started as a joke, But I think it's this could be like spicy, but it's one of the most important
I'm not gonna
roles,
lie.
I think, to be honest.
I think the Phantom intern low key like knows a little bit too much of all of our lives because sometimes
He's
they be
close.
referencing some stuff from so many months ago that I'm like, when was this posted? Like Mark hit me up and was like, when did you post that? And I was like mad long ago. He's like, I never even saw this. And Phantom's like the first one responding.
Phantom
to his
Intern
tweet.
had a video of mine where I was like, I legitimately don't know where that is. Like, I don't know how to find that, and they have it. So, shout out to Phantom Intern. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
like
gonna start
really deep.
If I meet anyone who's like they're a little on the stalkish side, I'm like, you got some skills. You got some. I'm gonna start hiring private investigators and saying you're now the intern
Hey,
of whatever
it
project.
might
here."
work, honestly. But yeah, no, I think like to that point, like Twitter posting even for yourself, like you can definitely like if that's your goal, like there's
Stimmy.
definitely ways. I mean, even outside the Elon Stimmies, like
I'm kidding.
brands are looking for people to work with. And sometimes when we're talking about like even just being in a bull market right now, it's like companies are still spending money on marketing. Like builders are still building. There's still a lot going on. And so those are signals to me as well that it's like, yeah, price might be down right now, but it's not going to stay down.
Okay, so like you got super base. You want to find an intern. You guys are posting already a bunch. But let's pretend we want to find an intern. How do you go about finding that person? Are you just on the timeline being like, who's shit posting, who's killing it, and just DMing?
That's tough.
Nah.
I think Superbase. No, the thing is about Superbase is that it's too close. It always has to either be Steve or I, because it's like it's. I don't
The
know.
intern
that's
can't-
like,
the intern
yeah,
can't get the
yeah,
vision?
Honest to God,
I was trying to apply for this position, but it's not going good.
you got to be bearish on any founder that's not like their second job, like their minor degree in Twitter intern.
Low key true.
Like you need to be a Twitter intern. Like you ask any good founder that's doing anything, they were the Twitter intern before the Twitter intern. Then they found some.
That's true.
Well, and when you
You
speak
know.
about Steve and Jakey, it's like the thing that they do better than I think anybody is they know the space through in and throughout. They know they have every connection. They know every person. They've been in the space forever. They know what's happening. They know who to talk to. Like you can't replace that. So there's a huge like advantage you have as somebody who's founding a project when you also know everything that's happening in the space. You know kind of how people like to communicate. You know kind of how the space moves and what different like trends we have going on and everything like that. I don't think there's anybody more on top of it than these two. And they literally live in bunk beds on top of each other. So they got the, kind of like.
Who's top bunk? Okay.
Well, for now,
because he broke his arm.
because I have a
Bro,
broken
this
arm,
is a
so
good
we'll be
timeline.
switching bunks.
Yeah,
but-
Steve's the
yeah.
top,
This is a
Jakey's
great
bottom.
timeline.
Yeah.
It's really not like that, but sure.
No.
Right?
No,
so-
but Twitter interns important. I remember our good friend Ashen at one point, because there was a point back in April. I was doing everything we were doing, and we were building Superbase and whatever else we were doing. But I was like the Twitter intern for like 4 different accounts, and they were all cranking, and they were 4 different categories. So it was like, it's really if
Tell us
if
the
you find-
categories so we can start figuring them out. Okay.
One was like a protocol. One was super based. One was like a product company, and the other one was venture studio.
Nice. Well, I'm saying that there's this thing too. I think a lot of like founder people are struggling with, especially technical people in this space, because a lot of blockchain people are nerds. They come over here like, oh my God, Solana, the TPS, it's so high. The consensus mechanism, it's beautiful. I'm gonna start a company, it's gonna scale. And then they go, I have to post on Twitter. And then you're saying like, dude, you got to be able to post on Twitter. And it's like, when do you know someone like needs to like build the skill to post on Twitter, and when you're like, dude, you're never gonna get it? Do you just think that some people just don't have it in them?
They don't. Some people don't. It's
Really?
really like that. It's you have it or you don't.
That's
Just-
it? How fast can you tell? You're just like saying, hey,
Immediately.
let me see one tweet now. Let me go. Let me see it. You're out.
May-
In terms
could-
of an intern, though, too, it's like a full package thing, too. It's like you have to post, but then it's also like, all right, you have the spaces aspect. So you have to be able to, like, communicate with people well
Yeah.
and, like, be in spaces and stuff like that. So there's, like, 2 sides of the spectrum.
You
like-
really, I know, but it's you either have it or you don't. I've worked with a couple, like I'm trying to, because we've narrowed in on Superbase, so I had to like let go of like 3 other accounts. And trying to onboard a Twitter intern is almost impossible, because you just don't know who has it until like they get it going, and everyone's scared to do anything on the internet. And you gotta like a good Twitter intern, like I always tell by a good Twitter intern, is when they're panicking to get one tweet out, and the one tweet out they get in a day is just bangs. It's like you got like 200 likes, 50K to 100K views. They're like, I was just panicking to get something out. I ripped it. I'm like, that's the intern.
So how do you guys like think about like scaling stuff up then? Are you when you're trying to find people to, because eventually you're going to be busy. You get busier and busier as things grow up, and you can't be the one on Twitter all day,
Yeah, it's kind of like do it until, it's cliche, but do it until you find someone that can do it better. And that's probably the last thing I'll let go of.
The Twitter, actually.
Yeah, it's the Twitter.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Because it's so important. Like me and Jake go through tweets sometimes a day, and like I'm like, this is gonna bang.
Yeah.
How much do you guys look at actually analytics then? Actually, that's a question kind of for all of you because you guys are all pretty deep in the space. Are you like, okay, you put a tweet out and immediately you're just like, damn, or you're like, yes,
Yeah.
or it's good, are you?
He's more on it than I am, to be honest. But like, I don't like to get too obsessed with the numbers. You have to like keep it in mind and be like, all right, this worked for this reason, this didn't work. But I don't like to be too hyper focused because then I'm like too critical of certain things. Like sometimes if something doesn't work around this time of day or this time or whatever it is, doesn't mean it doesn't work in general. There might be a better time for it to work.
Yeah.
And so if I'm like hyper obsessive over the numbers and I'm looking at it, I don't want to write certain things off because of that. So he's a little bit more on top of it than I am. But of course, I like to pay attention to like, all right, this was cool. People found this funny. Let's like milk it a little bit.
I also think you can't overthink it. I think what like Jake does a great job of is like when you're making content with Jake, which really is just hanging out with Jake, and then content just tends to happen from that. You're not thinking about, we don't go over to the house and go like, okay, we need to make content today. It just happens naturally. And I think when you're overthinking it, if you're going into it being like, I want to create content for Twitter, you're going to overthink the fuck out of it, and then it's going to come across disingenuous and everything like that. What we all do is we just have fun together, and then we make content around that, and then people tend to enjoy it because they see it and they're like, you guys actually are legitimately friends. It's not like a camera turns off and we're like, okay, hey, fuck you guys, I'll see you later. Like, we just have fun with each other and it translates over in the content. But
Sonny's like, Sonny and Mark are not on speaking terms when they're not on camera right now. So when the camera goes on, the content's fire.
It's just when the camera's on with Mark.
Hey, Sonny, Chiefs are up 20-10, so.
Don't be announcing shit like that. I was just starting to pay attention.
God, Mark, gotta ruin shit.
No, this is you want to hang out with friends, produce content from that. That's great. But then all of a sudden, there's this thing of a bunch of us do want to make money. You want to grow a business, right? And sometimes you're shit posting with your friends. The shit posting with your friends doesn't always lead to the best content to get a company to sign on to you. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you're, it's like, how do you balance that? Do you ever think about that right now, or you just say you just gotta rip it and grip it, just shit post, and then
you gotta figure it out. Like there's not like a one size fits all kind of approach, but there's two sides to this. If you look at what we're doing right now, posting content is so much fun, but it's like way more work. We're like a 3-man team that basically melts our eyes and brains out pushing the shit out. He's doing 2 vlogs a week outside of like everything else that we're doing, but you can't have money as expectation. I know that's so silly, but like we're 3 dudes living in one room with a bunk bed, and we're like
2 bunk beds, yeah.
2 bunk beds.
Wait, there's an open slot, everyone. That means
For guests.
We can fit a guest for content, so everyone wants to fly in. They can come, and it kind of just puts itself together. But it's kind of like 5 things in motion that you need to do. But you can't worry about the money in the beginning. You have to eliminate everything that involves money. So it's like, okay, let's get us all in one place. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's make sure that's not a problem. Figure out what we need to make money not a problem, and then go 100 miles an hour at content as if money was a problem.
I will say that. So have you ever had any fun reactions of like, dude, we got a spot for you, and they get there and they go, top bunk.
Because every Airbnb, like we're going to like East Denver.
Yeah, it became a thing this year. Was like he was about to say, but every Airbnb we would get, I think it was the first one in Salt Lake City, had bunk beds, and we were like hyped on it. We were like taking, this is like awesome. We're like the stepbrothers.
So much room.
So much room for activities. Yeah. And then we just continued doing that. And so like when we all talked about getting a place together, and like as Superbase became more of a topic of conversation, it was like, well, if we're gonna have a room, we gotta have fucking bunk beds in it, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Like, so.
Okay, so it's coming. The story's coming together because I thought this was a thing where you went to a space there were bunk beds. You guys said, let's get the bunk beds in. So you actually okay, nice. So
that was premeditated.
When you guys did this, you guys have a fight over who was on top and who's on bottom right away?
No. I mean, we work pretty well together. Everyone. we all pretty much are like, oh, I want that. Like, oh, that worked out.
How does this deal with your significant others, if you have any, or is you guys
No,
okay?
no,
No.
it's not.
Their right hand is
Haven't?
fine.
My
It
significant other
exist.
is everything that's on Twitter.
Doesn't work.
Real.
Okay,
It's a
so
bar, low key.
I will say there's something real alpha in bunk beds. There's so much more room. Like really, you can get a lot more.
No, they're
so-
for traveling.
Have
It's
you ever
incredible.
seen the Soul Brothers like little meme that they have?
Actually, don't I have? Can I
No?
pull it up on
I don't
somehow?
know, like where you
I
guys
just-
have posted that recently.
Big bunk bed guys?
But
Big bunk bed.
Big bunk bed.
Go to Jakey, go to highlights. It's got to be. If you guys not your
It's gotta
highlights,
be.
I mean,
guys,
Step
make sure-
Brothers is the best movie of all time.
I'm not
so
joking. I watched it like 3 nights
I wa-
ago, and
dude, same.
it was really,
Yeah.
it was really,
I
really
just
enjoyable. It
Can't,
was
I
actually
can't
great.
wait for the actual Catalina
There it is.
wine
Yeah, there it
mixer.
is.
That's.
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
ready
I
for.
saw it.
I've been
Yes,
dreaming
yes.
that for a while.
I didn't know if you guys rented out a place for this at first, and then I saw. And then I did a
no,
meeting
I'm
with
not
you, and I
gonna-
was like, the bunk beds are there. Maybe they have a.
I'm
green
not gonna
screen.
lie. We're low key creating this like fictional like Pixar set within our house. Like, look at this. There's like
Dude, we have, like,
there's just shit on the wall. There's posters. There's stuffed animals. There's toys.
No, we have like
It's
19
all
Nerf
industry
guns
shit.
at this point, to be honest.
Nerf gun, yeah.
Yeah, how's that Nerf gun budget going? How'd you guys like? You guys just like keep buying more and more? Do you get do one one
but
buy?
No, here's the thing, dude. Is like you find ones and you're like, oh, that one was sick, and then you go in Walmart or you're online, and it's like, oh, this one has 250 FPS. Like that's like 50 more than the one we have, or this one's fully automatic. So Colton and I were in Walmart the other day, just getting a fan. We're like, let's take a look down the toy section, like whatever. You
Just
know?
a really quick look.
Yeah. I was looking at tech decks. I wasn't even looking at the Nerf
Oh,
guns.
sick.
But we're walking down. I see this fully automatic one. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? And so, of course, we picked up one of those, another one, whatever. We brought it home, and it works out perfect because, like, with this, I can't do the pump ones that we had, and this new one, since it's fully automatic, I can just shoot like this, dude. So it works out.
That's the real alpha right there. Okay.
Yeah.
As someone who spent a little too much on Nerf guns, I was getting into them, and then all of a sudden I go to the store one day, N-Strike technology came out. I'm dating myself. You're really into Nerf guns, and oh boy, I had to upgrade the whole collection because I was
There
just
you
getting
go,
I was
dude.
getting outgunned right now. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, nice. So with how you see this going, you're doing stuff that's like fun in general, right? It's like fun, funny. I
Yeah.
think everyone on stage does something that's like actually like usually like jokey fun.
Yeah.
How do you guys actually, when you're creating a joke for this stuff, how do you tie it into actually what you do? You know what I mean? How do you just say, just create a joke, don't even worry about it? Or do you think like, okay, how do I bring it back to also Solana?
I think that was something that was semi-tough for me at the beginning. Was like I was making all this crazy, like in Web 2, I was doing all this crazy content. I was like, all right, how do I bring this, like, I hate to use the term, but I'm going to use it again, into Web 3 or whatever, with the new internet, whatever we want to call it. And I found like a struggle with it because it didn't make sense. And so I started toying with the idea of like, all right, we can create this fun content, but we need to make it informational because it needs to have like some form of impact or validity. And that's where Colton, he's sitting right there, but he's been my videographer, editor for the past 4 years. We came up with a way to like start doing these like commercial types. And that's kind of where it started, where it was like, this is where you can see it tied in with products or platforms on Solana. And like our way we kind of went about it was like, let's take the idea, for example, Jupiter swapping coins. Let's put that into a drug deal situation because everybody's bought weed from their local drug dealer, right? And it's like comedic. But it was like also informative because it like kind of showed actually how this works, you know, to like a 5th grader or whatever. And so that's where we kind of struck a chord where it like started to make a little bit more sense, and we were able to kind of build off that.
Totally. Well, you also you have something that's insane, which you have a Colton here. You found someone who actually is
Yeah,
gonna film and like.
That's the golden ticket.
Yeah, how do you find it? That's literally everyone here is searching. If you want to make content, you're like, dude, we got fire content. We're killing it together. If someone filmed that, we would have done great. It's like it's hard to find someone actually who not only can film it, but is like dedicated to like get the good shit.
And there, it's like you can hire somebody, right? And they can understand how to edit. They can do whatever job, right? But it's like being on the same wavelength. Like just like you guys are just matching. Like it makes sense. He knows exactly what I'm going for or what I want, and it's like a superpower. In terms of finding someone like that, I don't really know. Like it was kind of like
Good luck.
it's so tough,
Tough.
dude.
Yeah.
It's really tough. So
Facts.
I can't give any alpha on that aspect, but
It's
like
got to be your homie.
yeah, it's got to be a homie. It's got to be
your
someone
homie.
that you
Yeah.
connect with, you're friends with, and they understand how you operate.
How do you feel about bringing on people like when you find someone you're vibing with? Is it like, cool, we're vibing, we're good, and now let me see if you can do this job, or are you saying like, oh, we're vibing, you already do the job? You know what I mean? 'Cause that's the problem too. Is you'll feed someone like, oh, we're on the same page, we're awesome. Not a filmer. They could be a filmer.
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's difficult because like with Colton, I knew he had done like videography, but at the time, I wasn't even really, I was like kind of taking a break from making content. So at the time when I met him, we just became friends before anything. And then he was convincing me for like a year where I was like, dude, I'm kind of like, I'm not really feeling it right now or whatever. And he was convincing me, he's like, you got to start making content again. Like, let's start doing shit together. And that's where that came from. So it can be taught, but yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult.
You gotta have friends out there, which is it's really hard. Okay,
Yeah.
especially when
That's
I'm
the
rugging all
awful,
my
you just
friends.
have
I'm giving my
friends.
friends tickers that go to zero. They're like they don't respond to my calls the next day. I'm like, you want to film for me? They're like, no. So yeah, I'm struggling a little bit out there.
You got to get off ETH.
You think I'm talking ETH, bro? I'm not paying those fees, man.
Listen.
I'm talking blast, boy. I'm on blast. I'm on over there. I'm trying to, dude. Fantasy Top made money this week. Okay, actually, if you don't know, actually, Mark, great transition, actually, because I know you guys are doing it. You keep on some new stuff. Predict.fun, okay? There we go. We got it. That's the new one.
Predict.fun.
Yeah. You're
What
on
the fuck is
Pump.fun? I'm on Predict.fun. And truthfully, that's okay. I've actually branched out here because I really think the next place we're going to gamble is going to be Cardano. So this is Sneck.fun.
Okay.
Sneck.fun. This is the first Pump.fun on Cardano. And I think it really might go places. I mean, so.
I don't know about
Satire
that.
or no?
This is not satire.
Okay.
I
want to make sure.
like I said, my friends are not responding to my calls anymore as I send these out. When do you guys actually branch out and look at this other stuff? Like Blast was one that like there was influencers made from that. There was people making hour-long videos every day, and it was an intense ecosystem. How do you guys like think of like, shit, should I go over there and try some Blast stuff or try some base stuff?
Get in and get the fuck out. I mean, like, let's be honest. When everybody was on Tron or whatever, or like, there's too many of these fucking things. But like, when everybody was on that a few weeks ago, it's like, because you're bored. Like, we get it. Like, you're bored. So make your money and get the fuck out. But don't be sitting there actually thinking to yourself like, yo, this is gonna be the next thing. Like, I saw the UI of the wallet and the different like Telegram bots. I was like, this shit is terrible. Like, I'm gonna make a little money and get the fuck out of here and never come back. But I just think at times when like right now when the market's just chopping like this, people get bored, and so they start coming up with new shit like Sneck.fun. Is this going to be relevant 2 months from now? I'm sorry, I don't know how good of friends you are. I hope to God they're not a sponsor, but they won't be relevant 2 months from now. So
I just lost all my money for the Sneck.fun sponsorship. You think Cardano Foundation is paying anyone money? No, okay, that all goes to Charles Hodgkinson's, like, I don't know, hawk collection or whatever he collects. I'm pretty sure he collects hawks. I'm not really sure about that.
Hey, but they use Tron in Argentina. I'm just saying. There's like
Yeah,
a
it's-
little use case to it.
yeah, that's fine. Tron's still going to die. So with that, Solana. So it all comes back to Solana. Just swap it back.
It does all come back to Solana.
Yeah, so
'cause
Jake,
we're gonna take over. We're gonna take over their little whatever hold that they have on Argentina. Once they find out about Solana, it's a wrap.
Yes, how do you think of that? So do you look at the competition, Soul Jakey? Are you saying like, okay, maybe Cardano's they're innovating over there on their whatever they're doing?
Cardano, Jakey.
Yeah, it's
Not
got a
really.
ring to it. We can.
That's fucked.
No, not really.
Too many syllables.
Like, it's just there's like so much happening on Solana, and like I'm gonna have that maxi energy because to be honest, like in the grand scheme of things, I'm relatively new to crypto. Like 2021, I got into crypto through NFTs because I thought NFTs were cool, they were attractive, like they just seemed cool. And I started off on ETH like everybody else. The problem was like after 2 weeks of using Ethereum, I was like, dude, I don't really know if this is it. Like what I had like pictured in my head is like it was like there was a lot of friction. You've heard it before. It was like expensive, and I'm a very hands-on learner, so I lose all this money to gas fees. It just wasn't it. And then randomly in a Discord message, someone told me about Solana, this mint happening on Solana. Tells me to download Phantom Wallet. I'm like, damn, this is already way better. Like compared to MetaMask, like this is.
That's not a high barrier,
No,
but
yeah, fair enough. It's miles ahead though, so I was like, all right, this is cool. And then I mint and the NFTs directly in my wallet right away. There was no gas fee, and that's what roped me like and like had me stay here for the past 3 years, And so like I always have that biased opinion, which is a little dangerous in crypto. I understand, but I've just been on Solana since then, and I haven't really gone anywhere else to be honest. And I don't know. Steve and I said it was like we wanted to do super based on Solana. And originally, it wasn't even supposed to be an NFT project, to be honest. But we wanted it to be on Solana. We wanted that's where our foundations are from. But it didn't make sense if it didn't live on Solana, right? Like we're Solana super fans, but how do we become a product or something that like lives and breathes in Solana? And how do we become founders of like a product on Solana? And that's where the NFT project came about. And now it's kind of like that was our way of like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere else because it doesn't make sense for me.
I will
Long
say-
monologue, but like that's how I feel.
I will say, if you are a project on Solana, it is nice to be a Solana maxi. It's nothing worse than someone's like, we got a project on ETH, but Cardano is very interesting. I'm like, no, please don't leave. I just minted the project.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It's like, you don't want people
It
leaving.
wasn't always like that though, and like you know what I mean. Like that's where like this you could call it toxic, whatever, but that's where this energy comes from on Solana. Because it was like for the first 2 years of like the NFT ecosystem being built over there, Solana's for the poors, Solana's for the poors. Then FTX happens, scam chain, Sam Bankman-Fried chain, scam chain, whatever. And so then when those two, like those kind of start to pile up, and then you get this like meme coin run, you get a lot of people retail coming over to Solana. It's like a little victory lap for us. We have that like aggression, and so yeah, it's pretty easy being a Solana maxi right now. But it wasn't for a while.
No, I will say we did done the show for 2.5 years, and Solana for the poors was a very common phrase.
That's a real
it was
thing.
so common all the time. But the branding was so fun to say. It would get a laugh every time. It was like,
Dude, I loved it though. Yeah.
yeah. Do you guys ever think about that? Like, you just gotta, what's the ETH? How do you like shit on ETH? You know what I mean? Like, how do you just gotta make a good catchy phrase that just makes it like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think ETH speaks for itself right now, but that might not always be the case, But
Yeah, I will say there was a thing. It was the most depressing thing of my life. I looked at. You could see how much gas you spent.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, bro.
You ever done that?
Yeah.
Oh, I looked at my 2021. It was 80 ETH
Oh,
Jesus.
in gas. Yeah.
See,
That's
that would never happen on
That's
For a
actually
bunch
brutal.
of
That
dumb
would never
stuff,
happen
a
on
bunch
Solana.
of dumb things. It was rough. And then
That's
I was
pretty
literally
fucking
saying
rough.
Solana for the poors the whole time. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
for
see,
the
like, he was
poors,
one of 'em,
for
yeah.
the poors, idiots. And then I looked and I was like, I spent money on what? I'm like, oh my God, just
My
gas?
entire might be like 0.2 Sol in like the past 3 years.
Oh, really? And then I found out from Iggy that all that money goes to Vitalik, which I didn't know until I finally interviewed.
Shout out to Iggy.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Actually, speaking of Iggy, we've had a bunch of celebrities come in. I mean, you've dated some of them who have come into the space here now.
when was Caitlin here?
Yeah,
No,
so
come
I was
into
hoping. I was
space.
kind of
Oh,
promised
coming
that you
into
might.
space. I think he said come here.
That's
My
what I
bad.
thought. That's
My
what I
bad.
thought too. Then I.
No, so like we've seen a bunch of celebrities come in, and now we see actually Iggy is doing an event for Breakaway at least, and it's powered by Mother here. When you guys are actually interacting, because you actually you've met the people, you've talked to them. How do you like vet them and figure out okay who's real, who's not, who's
That's a spicy topic, right? Because like it's very opinionated. I think like for me, I don't. It sounds selfish, whatever. Anybody can think, but like when we did the stuff with Caitlyn, I just cared about the content. Like I didn't give a fuck about the coin or where it was or what was happening. I was like, yo, how can I like? It's a Jenner, dude. This is like the royal family, like And so in the
it's an
content-
Olympian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bruce, dude. And I looked at it on a content perspective. That could have been selfish. Who knows? Like in the grand scheme of things, I don't know where her coin's at now. But the content was fun. She was actually really cool in person. And so when it comes to the celebrity stuff, I don't know. That felt like a whole Black Mirror episode. So shout out to Iggy for being one that's still like she's like
Bro, I
made
feel like
herself deep rooted now.
She's
like
doing a
playbook.
debate with Eric
Yeah.
Wall.
No,
I
she's
just
not
don't-
fucking around.
playbook. I feel like she's the playbook for celebs that get into
Yeah.
the space. Like, follow Iggy's footsteps of like what she's been able to do. Surround herself with the team that she has. Be on here every day. She's posting memes, videos, content, trying to do something with her token. She's gonna be at Breakpoint this year. Like, it's like
From the outside
That's
looking
the
in, it looks
playbook.
very like superficial and surface level, but obviously as it should, based on the stigma. But like seeing her in person and almost me and Jake working with her on a week-to-week basis, but almost on a day-to-day basis, she's really putting it in around the clock. And I'm not just saying that to like pump her up or anything like that, because we have no reason to.
Yeah, but it's like we asked
It's
her.
pretty I'm actually shocked, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Like we're doing a
But
Solana.
she's really doing it.
Yeah, she is. Like, in terms of her party, like, she's going all out with it. And, like, Steve and I had a call with her this week because I'm putting together this Solana Breakpoint ad. I was like, bro, Iggy's going to be there. Like, we need that's star power right there. It was like, yeah, I'm in. Like, it's a Solana Breakpoint commercial, of course. Like, she was all about it. And she hopped on the call with us. We talked for, like, 40 minutes. She told us about the party. She's doing her thing.
Is she gonna freestyle at the party?
I heavily doubt it. I think she's, like,
That'll
really,
probably
I think she's over that
there's
part. But
way more happening. That'll be way more eventful.
Can you, well,
They're giving away a Lambo.
Wait, I saw that. She said she's giving away her Lambo too.
I didn't get
It's
that.
worth
but
more if she
they're-
owned it. Like-
Yeah, I mean, she's actually giving away a Lambo. I was like, no way. You
And
ride,
strippers.
whoever can ride the bull the longest. It's
Wait,
a
wait, is
real
that
ass
really?
Lambo.
Wait, was that what it is? It's an actual mechanical bull.
Yeah.
Wait, stop. You're saying if you ride a mechanical bull, the longest you win a Lambo.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everyone they're still they're still no, I said were. They're still making the rules. It's gonna be like 3 rides per person.
I'm not joking. I know a professional bull rider, and I'm gonna fly him in for this,
Bro.
and we're getting that Lambo. Like,
Did you say that?
I already it's on the
We
blog.
joked.
Mark, are
but
you gonna get on the
we
bull?
made that joke
I'm
already.
I'm not joking. I was talking to one of my buddies,
Run it, dude.
Chip
Don't hate
and
the player, hate the game.
Bitcoin, Immutable Trees. He's a pro. When I first saw him, he had a giant belt buckle. I'm like, what's that belt buckle? He's like, I'm a bull rider. And then I was like, I don't care about crypto. Tell me about bulls. And
Yeah.
that's all we
It
talked
could-
about
it could
for
be
an
wor-
hour.
It could be
Okay.
worth it. It could be worth it, but I feel like that's gonna be
That's gonna be a good
that
concept.
could be a
though.
common theme.
Okay, so someone did put in the chat here, talk about super base plans and features. So maybe you can reveal a little bit since you're kind of getting into a little bit of the details. You know what I mean? Give us some alpha.
Go, Steve.
We have a lot coming up. It's kind of that's a loaded question because it's like, oh, tell me about your future and your plans. It's like, okay. At the end of the day, what me and Jake want to do is we want to build a content and media brand that kind of builds something that means something to the entire world, not just Web3. And going back on the Web3 thing, I think, because I didn't say in the beginning, I think that's a false objection. Not that I think Web3 is a dirty word to the rest of the world, but I don't think we should ban it. I think it's just it's an excuse that a lot of people make in this industry as like, oh, this is why we're not winning. When really I don't think anything that's been built here has really blown up to a point where it's like, besides Bored Ape, like the world knew about that, Bitcoin. Besides that, no one's really built anything to really explode and like take the world by storm. And I think that's what we're waiting for. I constantly use like Supreme as an example. Whereas if you go to any 18 to 23-year-old kid and say, oh, Supreme's a skateboard brand, they're like, what? It's just some brand that a bunch of famous people rock, NBA players. It's culture. And I think there's like lessons in that. And it's someone in Web3 needs to create a brand that means more to the world than where its roots are. Yep. And I feel like that's a lot of success stories because, you got to build something that isn't tied to any certain thing. And that's what a brand is. A brand is like Nike. You put Nike on a fucking car and people would buy it.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason. That's brand. And I think no one's really conquered the branding arc. And that's what we're looking to do, is conquer the branding arc. And it's a marathon mixed with a sprint. But when someone asks like plans and future, it's, you don't know. Like, I don't know what the next meta is, but our plans and future is to always be relevant, always be pushing or chasing a meta, participating in the meta at a highest level, creating content about it. And somewhere along the line, we'll probably find something that goes viral, not just in our world, but in the whole world.
Which we're working on.
Yeah, like we've got our world down, okay? Now it's like, how can we consistently go Web3 wide? And once we go Web3 wide, it's like, how can we go nationwide, global? And it's just, it's a time thing.
Well, Supreme's a great example because, Supreme's been around, since 1994, and I'm an OG hardcore Supreme nerd. Okay, I literally bought it I would go to this is a true story. I'd go to the stores, they wouldn't sell it to me because if you didn't know back in the day when you couldn't buy it online, you'd go there and they'd go, dork, and they literally wouldn't buy you a shirt. And I had to send in my girlfriend at the time and be like, can you buy me some stuff? And she'd run in and buy something and be like, it's better not be for that dork. And that's how it worked back then. That's literally how it was. They were
Damn,
so
I'm sorry
mean.
that happened to you. That's
They
mean.
were so mean.
I'll give you a hug after this.
Yeah. But the culture around it was if you saw a guy who was wearing Supreme back in the day, it literally was like, yo, what's up? We're friends. Oh, sick. You probably like Japanese clothing too and some other stuff. And it built this cult. And then all of a sudden, the cult expanded and got popular, and Tyler, the creator, came out and was wearing all Supreme, and kids were like, "Oh my God, Supreme!" And it blew up bigger. But the base was insane. It was over a decade of hardcore nerds getting catalogs from Japan, going to the store, spending all of their money to then get it. So it's you have to build up what do you call the core fans before you can expand to the world.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you made a good point there, and there's within that anecdote, there's something around branding, and Supreme was very selective because the only way to break outside and break through the glass ceiling, you need to build a perspective about your brand that is attractive to other people. And if they're hand selecting cool people, cool people are like you. There's one thing money can't buy, and it's cool. And if you have cool people representing what you do or your industry, people that don't have no clue what it is are going to be drawn to that industry. And I think that's what Superbase is trying to do is, yes, like everyone's got their gadgets and their protocols and their widgets and their blockchains, but like no one's built anything that people are like, wow, I want to participate in that because X, Y, and Z or that person or that whatever is participating in it. And I think that's like, you look at another case study, FaZe Banks and FaZe Clan. Esports was stupid until FaZe Banks was leaving LA parties with 3 of the hottest girls on Instagram and a Lamborghini Urus, and everyone's like, I want to stream and play Valorant and COD.
Yeah.
Now the world's changed. But it's not because of video games. It's because he built a perspective around esports. He made it cool. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Well, we have to make it cool. I mean, like, that's the same thing with crypto, right? It's like
Yeah.
crypto's been around now for over a decade. It's like, but for a long time, it's like we were preaching decentralization. We're preaching all these different things that the normies don't give a shit about, right? Those things can still matter while still finding a way to make it relevant to the people that actually just want to be a part of something that's fun. And if you look at, I mean, honestly, if you look at real estate, which is a boring industry, but what made it fun? Netflix shows, we got HBO shows, we got YouTube shows. There's so much different content about real estate, and now people are watching Selling Sunset and Owning Manhattan, all these different shows, right? Sports gambling, there's all different types of people, including Steve's brother, who make incredible content that's very, very fun to watch and made that industry fun. Now, again, when it comes back to crypto, it's like we have to make content that makes it fun for somebody on the outside to go, well, now I want to learn more about this because I'm not just hearing scam and you know, a bunch of bullshit. I'm looking at this and these people are having fun, and if they're having fun, people are going to want to learn more about it. But you can't just preach decentralization and think you're going to get the masses to give a fuck about crypto. Like that's a pipe dream, and we got to get rid of that narrative from a long term.
Oh, wait, are you telling me you're not reading the white paper, Bitcoin white paper to the models?
Never read that shit once.
Oh, you've never read it? Oh my God, we gotta.
Never even thought about.
We'll
reading
make
a
some
paragraph.
content.
Clark, I have so many questions. One is, what was the don't answer this as I finish, but what was the inspiration behind the art? Because Mac just told me, you know, the super based or the whale, whatever, that's the NFT.
So that's another thing. Technically, no, that's not the NFT.
Okay,
but
yeah.
we acquired Catalina whales in order for that to kind of act a little bit like a PFP. But again, it goes back to what Steve said, where it's like, what are the future plans? It's like, dude, we made that decision to acquire Catalina whales based off a mini hoop game,
Gotcha.
like that we had. Like we had interest. Don't get me wrong. Like we took it serious, but it's like that just kind of came about.
Gotcha. Here's my real question. You know, crypto Twitter is very small. There's 100 people here, right? So, you know, the content that you're doing and, say, Xing out the idea of, like, Web3 out of it for a second, are you guys building, like, on TikTok, Instagram, and other places where your longevity or, like, your reach could, like, expand more? Because I'm seeing some of the content. You know, I do content. I've been doing it since maybe you guys were in your diapers. But it's just, like, over there, half the content that is as good as the people that are doing here on crypto Twitter are getting a lot of reach out there. Like, so like creating that energy and creating that coolness around there. Are you guys building out there? Because like this bubble is so small, and I'm seeing, like, I've seen some of your content. It's like only getting, and this is good, but it's only getting, for us, it's big, like 300 likes, and it's like should be getting 3,000 or 30,000 or whatever. Are you guys doing anything of that? Like, what steps are you taking for that, and is that a road for that?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of Superbase itself, I think that's a step that we're still gonna climb. But like for me, I've been creating content on the internet for the past 10 years, so I've got a decent sized following on Instagram. I've had my ebbs and flows over there with like the mime stuff that I did, but it's like even little things like this where I'm going on Canada's Got Talent like in November, and so like that's like a stunt, like a little stunt that we can have on the Web 2 side for my Instagram that we can post and somehow tie Superbase into it, whether it's wearing a T-shirt, whether it's whatever, right? And we create a whole series around that. So,
Can you what's the talent? What are you doing?
so I had this very viral, what would you call it? Role? Character, where I dress up as a mime, and then people do painful things to me. And I react with my face. I can't speak because I'm a mime. That was like I think that was like just a drunk idea that we came up with back 4 years ago.
Don't sell it short. You invented this.
Yeah, but we invented this idea, and it went super viral. It was all over TikTok at one point until they took my TikTok down, but it was all over TikTok, all over Instagram. And then Jackass ended up, in their new movie, ended up like using the idea. And it was like one of their like star performances. Like they used it in all the commercials and stuff. So it was super successful for what it was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to see that actually.
But add to your question now. Like honestly, like we talk about this a lot. I'm a big believer in like don't waste your time where you can waste your time. Like, no one cares about what we're doing on TikTok or Instagram. Double down until like we conquer everything in Web3 and we're like, oh fuck, there's no more. What else can we conquer? Then go over.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I'm on TikTok every day. Okay, I'm on there deep in some drama. I'm not joking there. Anyone who talks to me in person knows that I'm not on there watching normal stuff. I'm watching autistic, schizophrenic children talk about weird stuff. But whatever.
Crazy, yeah.
I'm on TikTok. I'm deep on it here. And I'll tell you, for crypto, there's nothing. The only person who does good on TikTok is Gino the Ghost. Like, he does good, and his takes are all like, another scammer. Let's talk about this scammer.
Yeah, but he has a bit that's like not really based on crypto.
Yeah, exactly. It's not on crypto.
Like his personality over there is actually hilarious. And it's just him that's funny.
Totally.
Rather than crypto, yeah.
Yeah, but he'll have the punk on his computer, but then never talk about punks ever. It's just like making fun of like entrepreneurs and stuff like that.
Sometimes it just doesn't work. It's like, you're not gonna go to Antarctica and sell fucking bikinis. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Okay, so if no one wants it over there, like, because you're not competing with, there's no other crypto people over there. You're competing with the entire industry of content. Yeah. And the same way that like, it's not like your Twitter X is massive. It's not like you're gonna have a bikini company being like, okay, we're killing it on Twitter or on TikTok and Instagram. Should we look at Twitter? It's just crypto and fucking people arguing with each other there, but there's people there, but they don't care.
Whoa. Don't worry. Well, so there's another thing I'm curious in too, because if you want to build like a cool brand, anything like your Supreme, it is about kind of keeping things cool. If dorks start wearing the Supreme, the brand dies quickly, right? If you have a PFP company and all
happened at Thrasher, right? With Thrasher, it was like
100%.
Yeah, you would know. That's why I said it's like Thrasher was dope. It was a cool magazine, and then you had non-skaters wearing it. It was like, never mind, I don't like it anymore.
No,
throw it West 49.
You don't understand. When the normies started wearing the Thrasher shirts, it was not good. It was a rough time. So Diamond Supply. At one point, Diamond Supply was that was the coolest shit on earth.
There's a few of them, like even
Volcom. Famous Family. What with the F? What was that? Shit?
Oh, you mean Stars?
Famous Stars and Straps.
Famous Stars and Straps. Like, dude, Rob Dyrdek was running shit. Rogue Status back in the day. Okay, we're gonna talk about old Supreme brand, old streetwear. No, but like keeping it protected is like an issue, and it happens with PFPs too. I mean, honestly, I watched. I was like a week 1 Bored Ape, and it was like, cool, what a crew. And then it was like 1 year later, I was like, who are these people? Oh, God. They're saying, if you're a PFP than 100K, don't talk to me. I'm like, oh, God, I'm not that guy. Like, how do you think about curating those people and making sure that you're not, like, I don't know, attracting the dorks?
Put them in a Telegram and ban the ones you don't like. Shout out to D-Gods.
Is that the move, or is that really?
Yeah, no, deadass. Shout out to D-Gods. Like, actually, like, it's like if there's people that don't align with your
it's
brand,
basically doing the digital thing what they did to you in Supreme.
Yeah, literally. It's
Damn,
just like
they banned you sent in your girlfriend,
I can't get in this. I'm trying to get in the D-Gods Telegram right now. And like, I'm starting to realize,
it's like you can hold the NFT and you can rep it on Twitter and that sort of thing, but it's just like, if you've shown that you don't align with the brand, like, you're not gonna come and like infiltrate the vibes and the energy and everything that we have going on and fuck it up. So yeah, I think it's just about like protecting the energy that your community might have, protecting the brand, the status, like all that sort of stuff. And there's I think there's ways to do that where, I mean, it might be a hot take, but like, I don't think that NFT necessarily grants you access to everything if the team doesn't want it to do that for you.
Yeah, that is a hot take, because I'll tell you what, in 2021, the whole thing was, I have the NFT. It gives me the access.
No,
that
100%.
was the whole thing. It was like, you can't kick me out.
Are probably
because a bunch of founders that I was on the sidelines for this, because a bunch of founders that did things in NFTs, that was like their panic move. It's like when you're arguing with your like girlfriend, I'll say, and like all of a sudden you know she's wrong, but you should start agreeing with everything she says to keep it peaceful. You're like, you're totally right. That's what founders started doing. They're like, yeah, this is all of us. We all own this.
So I mean,
Sonny's been
It's
there
like
too many
everyone's
times.
afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we got there.
I think it's also about manufactured scarcity. Like Supreme did a really good job of that, right? They do a drop of 50 shirts or 100 shirts. So there's not that much supply. Even if it's a manufactured scarcity, it's like that. When you talk about Diamond Supply and all those other companies, they just like, yeah, here, we're just putting everything out and everyone's going to have access to it.
It's true.
That immediately makes it not cool, right? So you have to take that into consideration.
well, that's always this hard balance because we're always talking like onboard the masses, and then it's like don't let anyone in though, right? It's like it's the mix between the two is like you want it. Back in the day, Supreme, everyone knew who they were and couldn't get it. That was the peak. And then right when you could get it, which is right now, you can buy any Supreme right now. It's not that hard. You don't even need a bot anymore. And like it's hurt the brand like a lot. So it's like
Well, they also got sold, right? They got sold
again,
to like a big
Luxottica
conglomerate.
bought them
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time, I think now,
Yeah.
which is crazy. They've been sold
So-
twice now. So
But I mean, I guess shout out to their founders or whatever that made that sale.
James should
but-
buy. He got a bag.
Yeah.
Okay, he's doing good. I've seen a tour of his apartment in Tribeca. It's good. It's good. He lives good. So
But yeah, I think it's like manufacturer supply, just like creating like a culture that people want to be a part of. Like Pudgy kind of like balances it well, right? They have their toys up in Walmart, Amazon, like whatever, and all this stuff that you could get. But then they have their like rare stuff that they like drop elsewhere, and like it's like a limited release and like all this sort of stuff. Same with the merch. It's like limited releases or like you can only get it if you come to the party, like stuff like that. And so you kind of have that balance of it too, where it's just like you're creating like your core fans that are trying to go after every limited drop, and then you have the people that are kind of like your surface level fans that have like a plushie just chilling or like gifted some plushies to their nieces and nephews, like something like that.
well, Pudgy is a good example because they do the best on TikTok. Truthfully, they actually do kill it on TikTok. I see their shit like outside of crypto stuff. Them with like whatever it's this little kid in like Walmart, like.
Yeah.
What I don't know who that little kid is, but oh my god, every video has 1 million likes, and I end up watching it and
crush
it's
it on
adorable.
Instagram. They
Yeah.
crush it on Instagram. Like 30 friends that are not in.
I think
our
it's
fucking-
because like to even to like Steve's point, right? Like the content that they create is low key like it fits because there's other content that's like that already existed on Instagram and TikTok of other characters, random animations, like that sort of stuff, and they just put it around their characters and their brand. And I think it just happened. Obviously, it worked because I mean, like penguins are mad cute, and it fits into that like cuteness factor and everything. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're selling essence, right? They're extracting the essence and they're selling positivity. They're not selling crypto. You know,
Yeah.
that's like the backdrop, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
So maybe one thing on the like even Supreme talk. One thing I've been talking for a while, and I'm definitely curious what everyone thinks is if you look at Supreme too, it was built off collaborations. They are a brand that's all about collabs. And if you're a person who wasn't even into Supreme, they did a collab with a brand you do like, and then you're like, fuck, I got one Supreme piece. All right, I'll get a regular one. Like they brought people in from everything. And if you're into anything fashion-wise, one of the companies has done something with them to get you hyped up.
they mastered like the attention and the hype. So why wouldn't a brand want to do a partnership with Supreme? Like,
No,
it's
totally.
like-
But right now at Web3, we've seen some, and actually, truthfully, like Apes just put out like their big long. I don't even have a link to it. They got Bape collab #2 coming. And they got a BMW collab or whatever. They got a bunch of stuff coming out, but they're kind of going outside of the Web3 quote unquote world to do collabs. Not as much internally. So I'm curious, like, how do you guys think, like, Superbase, like, who else would you collab with? Are you guys like, you guys are already part of the DGods community. Would you ever do Superbase DGods? Would you say we're gonna try and bring over some ETH people, and if Apes offered, we would do an Ape collab? Or
See, that's the thing. We just do something because it was cool. I mean, looking at the ape stuff, like, that's really hard.
you can talk shit.
Be
if you
honest,
want to.
Steve.
It's
Be
okay.
honest, Steve.
Do it.
Tell him, Steve.
Do it.
It's really hard because the problem
You gotta
with
do shit like that when you got $450 million in the bank.
yeah,
gotta
like
work with
that's
the big
that's
brands.
kind of just
You got to.
that's just doing it to do it. Whereas Supreme's it's an anomaly, so it's a really bad example. The way they brand, it's so iconic that what they do with other brands just instantly becomes iconic because it's like this cloak that Louis Vuitton or Gucci or Nike will put on, and it's Supreme. And then Off-White replicated that, but through an individual, Virgil, and that's what it is. Like Bored Apes just kind of like working the corner with that. Like there's no attention to detail. Like when Supreme does stuff, you can tell there's attention to detail because from the catalog to the release to every piece, you're like, oh wow, this is this is one fucking hell of a collab. Whereas most of the Bored Ape ones are probably announcements, and we'll never really see or participate or own anything that they created because it's really not going to be relevant.
Oh,
to
I have a
anyone.
lot of it. If you guys want, I have a stack of Bored Ape merch this high in the bag, and I will give it out for free. I'm not joking. I'll bring
And
it
there we
back
go.
next
And
time.
that's kind of.
Well, and the thing is with that
some
too,
D-Gods merch here.
is that like you just got to do better with it. Like again, Sonny walks around every event I've gone to with Sonny. He's got D-God merch everywhere, and every single person wants it. If he walked around with that same bag of stuff, but it was Bored Ape stuff, I honestly think he'd have like a tenth of the interest in the stuff that he's giving out. But people want it because it's dope. And so I just look at it like a lot of the stuff Bored Ape does, it just doesn't make sense. It's like random. It's like you look at it and you're just kind of like, what's your vision? Like, where do you guys want to take this? You can't come out with a game called Dookie Dash and then try to be cool with some other collaboration. Like, it just doesn't work. And
You
so-
can win $1 million from Dookie Dash. Does that change your mind?
No,
Low-key, though?
like
Damn it, you buy a lot of Supreme with
name
that.
it something different. I don't want to be like, hey, Web3,
I'll
you know
say
what we got going? We got a game where you can go through an intestine. Like, what are we doing?
I'll-
What are
I'll-
we doing?
I'll say this because I said this to Jake the other day. The problem with this happened with some Solana companies, not with DeGods, but looking at like Bored Ape, is a lot of companies in Web3 did this thing where they rushed to the good part, and like collaboration at like the highest level is rushing to the good part, and Polygon did this, Bored Ape's doing it, and it's you need to succeed on your own. And like, listen, I'm not saying Bored Ape didn't succeed, but as a brand, like outside of like this incredible Ponzi that they built, you need to succeed as a brand to the masses before you do BMW Bape, to the point where Bape and BMW are calling you. Like Supreme is answering calls, not making phone calls. And I think that was the other way around, and still is, with brands like Polygon and Bored Ape. And that's like what DeGods isn't doing. Like that's why DeGods doing the opposite. Like DeGods could probably go partner with fucking anybody, and they're probably just gonna leave messages on reply or read. Whoever doesn't get a reply will probably FUD them. Like fuck them guys, they don't answer. And like that's how it gets built. Is that, and you just kind of like you gotta. There's no really playbook. You just gotta take everything as it comes, and just be on your toes and not rush to the good part. Like build something from the ground up. Don't try to have a $100 million valuation or a Bape collab before you actually deserve it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we all remember the time where like all these celebrities were getting Bored Apes, right? They were like, oh, like they were getting their Bored Apes.
When Steph Curry got his Bored Ape, I was in the Discord, okay?
Yeah,
and I
you know?
actually have a screen
Like,
recording of it that I'll
you
bust
know,
out.
Salute to that company that got them for them. But
Do not disrespect Guy Siri,
but-
okay? Sorry. Keep going.
But like I remember that summer, right? And I think there was part of it where it's like to the people in the quote normie world, whatever. It's like I think there was like obviously a bad taste left in their mouths with it because it's like, what the fuck does this mean? Why is this person spending this much money on it? What is this ape? Like this shit is a scam. It's a joke. All this sort of stuff. But aside from that, like from a personal story perspective, like I remember when that was going on, and like obviously crypto, like the randomest shit can like just happen to you. And I remember one time somebody hit me up and was like, I'm trying to get Metro Boomin a DeGod. And I was like, what the fuck? Like this is early on, so I'm kind of like, I'm a little like, bro, Metro Boomin? Like what? Like what is happening right now? And like I put it in a chat, like a small chat that Frank was in, and was just like, yo, they're trying to buy it, but like, or not trying to buy it, but like wants one gifted and all this sort of stuff. And like Frank put a firm stance on like, we are never gonna give out a DeGod, like never to a celebrity, never to like, we're never gonna give someone to like rep it and all this sort of stuff. Whoever reps a DeGod is because like they bought it and they like made it their PFP on their own. And I mean, we saw that like this week, I think with Lil Pump, he's like rocking a fuzzy DeGod right now. But it's like, it's
No,
on-
we don't
it's-
want him. We
Yeah, I
don't
was
want
gonna
him.
say
Yeah, we're
Frank,
good
Frank
on
would
that.
actually try to stop
100%.
a celebrity from buying it.
we don't like
God,
we don't like
facts.
Little Pump.
I like
Facts.
He's the
Pump.
exact opposite.
And
Frank like, no,
and
don't
I'm
buy
not-
it, sweep it,
and
take
I'm
it.
not here to see that because I was
Cancel
just
them.
like, damn it. But at the same time, it's like he bought it. If he's gonna get into the Telegram, like I don't know if we're gonna let him in, but it's just like he bought it, whatever. Like good for him. But yeah, that one moment, not gonna lie, it just like made me that much more bullish on like Frank and everything that he was building out. Because it's like, you're very attention to detail on like building out this culture, building it out right, and like making sure the people that are here like doing stuff, contributing or whatever, like they're the ones that are growing. Like I remember early on, and we're kind of seeing this playbook back again, but he was just like, we don't care about like the influencers that are gonna like rock a DGOT or give them or whatever in the space. Like we're gonna like breed influencers and like people with platforms from our community, from them repping, supporting content and everything. And we're kind of seeing like a phase 2 of that right now in a bigger way back in the community. But it's just like that type of energy and culture is just like you do have to very much have an attention to detail with that and curate that, because if you don't, it gets out of hand.
So I will say, I don't know about this purchase at all, but I will be a little pump defender. Okay, when he first came out, all right, as a fan of
he had a generational run.
generational run. If you guys like minimal music out there, he put out songs with the least amount of words ever, and it's like beautiful as some. I'm being serious. Like I actually enjoyed it.
Generational run.
And he
There
the
was a
shortest
time
number
when
one
hearing
hit
Gucci
song
Gang
since
outside
1950.
Outside was like
No, it wasn't
there
just
was a
Gucci
point
Gang,
where it was
okay?
just, like,
D-Rose,
going off.
that was a hit,
Yeah,
bro.
D-Rose was a hit.
Come on, there's
With Cole
mini
Bennett.
hits actually, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
tons.
Sorry.
Okay.
Dude, you had a song
Tons.
with Kanye, dude, and that's
Dude,
when
it's a
Kanye
good
was
song
Kanye.
too,
Yeah.
and Kanye was on some weird stuff. That
I
was like that
loved it,
music
dude.
video.
Yeah,
was-
no, that was an
That was a
error.
gangster music.
Yeah,
video,
it was
dude.
beautiful. Okay, all right. Okay, before we wrap up here, we actually
Hated
do have
him
another
tattooing
event
his
that's.
forehead, though.
Wait, say it again.
I hated him tattooing his
I
forehead.
liked it.
Wait, it was fake. I thought.
It was.
It was fake.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
come on,
okay,
son.
okay,
Just
okay,
seeing
okay.
it was just like,
What was fake?
The Solana.
Solana. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal. He'll get it if we
Right.
pump the floor. I'm just
Yeah.
joking. Okay, please, no financial advice here. If you guys don't know, we do have an event coming up though. A lot of people I think are heading over to Singapore. I think a lot of people are really excited here. So just curious, like, is everyone here going on stage?
Yeah.
I'm the only one not going right now. Okay,
What?
great. Well,
Bro,
dude, I don't know.
what?
Dude, I got some beef in Singapore.
Is that
I'm
from
trying,
those blast meme coins you were
I'm
buying?
just trying to resolve some beef so I can get back to Singapore,
What do
and
you
then
mean
we're gonna
solve
be good.
some beef? What'd you do?
I've got some enemies in Singapore, okay? Like
Are you being for real?
Is it
I
part
got
of
a
the
couple
Bored Ape
people. I told
community?
them some coins to buy, and they weren't good coins. I'm gonna resolve it,
You've got
okay?
ops.
It's okay.
Damn.
It's
Damn.
we're gonna resolve.
Are you a
it.
Fed?
No, I'm not that. The opposite, okay? I got the Singaporean feds on me, all right? And they got okay. It's all good.
what does bro say? I don't care about my ops. That's what you gotta, you gotta go wherever you want to
Well,
go.
I heard that Singapore's
You
like
don't
the
check
richest,
in.
the richest
Don't check in.
place there
My
possibly
city.
is, and
Your
people have.
jurisdiction in the world.
I heard that they all have Lambos out here, and they threaten me. It's okay. We're gonna work through it.
We got bunk beds.
Yeah, if you got a bunk
actually
bed,
do.
okay. We need triple bunk beds. Before we wrap up, Mark,
Got
what
it.
are you excited about out there? What's going on? What look forward to next from you?
I'm just looking forward to. I feel like right now more than ever, people are just like coming up with more unique ways to have fun in the space. Like right now, again, we're chopping and it's kind of boring with the market, but I feel like if you go on the timeline, there's still always something entertaining. There's a new meta, there's some new content that's coming out, there's some new creator who's doing something cool, there's some new protocol that's rolled out something dope. And I feel like we're communicating it in cooler ways. So I feel like the boring times in crypto are more exciting now than the boring times maybe a year ago, or years past and things like that. So I just feel like right now more than ever, I'm looking forward to when we're actually in up-only mode, because it's going to be it's going to be 10x more fun than it is right now. And we're still having fun even when we're just in sideways chop for like however many months now. So
Beautiful.
look forward
And,
to that.
and I'm very excited about the first day of when Mark's in Singapore to see a tweet saying, never drinking again, right?
No,
We're getting one, like, right the first day? second
That'll
day,
probably
maybe?
happen. That'll probably happen. I'm also looking forward to the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl this year. See you guys in New Orleans when we win the Super Bowl.
There we go. Beautiful.
go.
Okay.
Not a single Lions fan.
So,
in here.
Breakpoint, what up?
Breakpoint and anything super based.
I mean, I'm looking forward to everything super based. We have a bunch coming up. Can't really talk about it because that would ruin it. Breakpoint, I'm just really excited. New format. The team's trying a bunch of new stuff. They have a really good outlook on how they want to build the blockchain. So I'm excited. It's a new year, new Breakpoint. So I'm excited there. And I think, honestly, everyone's kind of overlooking. It's very underrated. I think I have no affiliation, no partnership. I think Iggy Party is underrated. And I think it's going to dominate the timeline more than people think. And we all know what happens when things dominate the timeline. I have no clue where her stuff is at. Don't hold it. I just like to participate and observe. But I think the Iggy Party is underrated as fuck.
Beautiful.
Like, I
Okay.
think she's really gonna deliver on it. And I think people are gonna be like, holy shit, this is cool. I wish I was there.
Yeah, we got to hit. What's the spot in LA where you go ride the bull right now? What's that?
Oh,
Yeah,
Saddle
Saddle
Ranch.
Saddle. We got Saddle Ranch daily is what
Yes.
everyone who to be training
Like,
out
it's
there.
2019.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Soul Jakey, I think it might be some really good content of you breaking your other arm doing the bull riding. That would be fire, you know, like so. Anything?
Yeah, I kind of need it right now, dude. I mean, I'm looking forward to my arm healing and getting back to it. You know, I was supposed to, believe it or not, it might sound comedic, but I was supposed to fight on the card for Karate Combat in Singapore. And I was genuinely excited about that, so that kind of sucks. But I'll still be going pit side, and yeah, Breakpoint should be fun. Like, again, it's the Maxi in me, but I call it like the Super Bowl of crypto conferences. And Amsterdam was a ton of fun. I've heard Singapore is actually like a little dicey. Like apparently you have to behave, and that's like everybody's been telling me that. They're like, listen, you can't do this, you can't do that. So that part's like a little scary to me, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe you won't break another arm if you have to behave, so it could be good.
That's true. Maybe some.
And then fight coming 2025. Right? You just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
delayed.
Well, you know, yeah, it's just delayed. That card's gonna happen. Yeah.
Beautiful, excited. More time to train here. Sunny.
Exactly.
A lot, honestly. It's my first Breakpoint, so I'm just hyped for that. There's a lot of dope events going on. Like obviously, Jakey mentioned Karate Combat. Like gonna be pit side for that as well. There's a crypto carnival on Friday that I'm gonna be a part of. It's like at this crazy club out there. Me and Mark are gonna be shooting a bunch of content at Breakpoint in a media room. So hopefully talking to a bunch of dope people in the space. Yeah, I think it's just going to be exciting. I think the energy is going to be amazing, especially with Token 2049 out there at the same time. A lot of that like intertwining. I think it's just going to be a crazy week, and I'm hyped for it, honestly.
Beautiful. And with that, if you guys don't know, if you can't go to Breakpoint, we'll probably still do a show here that week. So for all of those who, you know, have beef in Singapore or don't have passports
Again,
here,
book your flight.
well, if you don't know, every single conference I've ever done, I booked the flight the day before. So
Okay,
just
word.
got to always wait. I'm not joking. Anyone who knows me, actually, I booked every single flight the night before, and I made it to all of them. So we'll see what happens here. But with that, if you guys don't know, the show's called IRL Alpha because the actual alpha is IRL. We have cameras rolling. No one gives you real advice. No one tells you the actual tickers. No one tells you what actually the plans are. So we're going to turn the cameras off. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. And then we actually have an after party over at Vibesco on Abercrombie, a short walk away. Everyone on the live stream, sorry. We'll see you guys next week. See you on the timeline. But for all of us, thank you. And we'll see you next week. Thank you. Yeah, applause, music. Thank you. Thank you, panelists. Jakey, come on, Steve. Everyone. Jerry, play music.
Bye
We're
Super
done.
Bass, bye D-Gods, bye Fuzzy
Bye, bye,
D-Gods.
bye, bye, bye.
Bye Solana.
Here's my financial advice.
Whatever. I'm just gonna bring it over to him. We got some hot mics. We'll take a little walk around the studio. We're live. I didn't know where you were, so here's yours.
All right, we're live?
Yeah.
All righty, let's find the cameraman.
Let me get the other fuzzy.
We don't have a clip.
What?
No clip.
Oh shit. All right, let me go and grab it.
All right, let me find a cameraman real quick. Boo. Can we reunite the old team for a minute?
Oh, I was about to dig.
Huh?
I was about to dig. Sorry, Puppy.
No, Puppy, it's all good, G.
Okay.
Huh? What are you doing, bro? You're doing like a retreat, right? Doing a few different things. Yeah. That'd be dope, bro. LA retreat, LA run next weekend. Like Chiefs, meditation sound. Oh, that's when I saw the meditation sound. Yeah. Like in Elysian Park. Yeah. Yeah, dude. That shit looks dope.
We're about to announce another one tomorrow for Northern California. But trying to be on top of the events because you know my community wanted them, so let's see if they fucking show up. If not, then we'll scrap it and go to the next thing.
Perfect. I gotta get this going, but I'll be right back. Do we have the clip, Jerry? Do we have the clip?
You get a camera person?
No good, but you know what? We'll make it work.
Is this a different clip than last time? Or did this just bend around? Oh, fun production stuff. Whatever, I'm just gonna kind of stick it in there and stick it on you.
Yeah, we'll make this work.
Is that good? Is that gonna be poking you too much? Is that okay?
Good? Audio sound good?
I'll double check, but I think so.
How's the audio, Jerry? Audio good? We good to go? All righty. Let's get it. Can I tap you for a brief second, sir?
Yeah, what you
Let's
got?
do it. Post show.
We're gonna interview you.
We're gonna go post show, man. Let's fucking do it. Oh, excuse me. You going? This is post show. We got the best dude right here, Fly Ride, behind the camera doing the studio phone. So let's get to it. Welcome to the IRL Alpha Post Show, where we talk all things that just transpired on this stage behind me. Who will my first victim be? Look who it is right here. It's Klaus. Klaus, man, how you doing, bro?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. So you took over Psychedelics Anonymous. You got like some dope-ass events coming up. You got something coming up at Elysian Park, right? Where like meditation sound bath. Why don't you talk to us about that?
On the 15th, we did a partnership with one of our community members. He runs a juice bar, but we're doing an LA run/walk, a little meditation, yoga, sound bath vibe.
Yeah.
So we're doing that next Sunday. If anyone wants to join, but appreciate it. Looking forward to it. It'll be a good time.
Well, I love it because you're staying on brand with like the whole Psychedelics Anonymous, using like alternative means like for healing. So it's like, are you guys going to be expanding more to like these IRL events, like doing more like sound baths, more meditation, more yoga?
Well, so my theory is if you look at like crypto as a whole, some of my best friends as well as some of the best communities are built around experiences. That could be digitally or in real life. So I'm trying to focus around events and exploring them and seeing what sticks. So we're going to try a bunch of different things. Some will be more that vibe. Others might be more music or art festival type of vibe. But ultimately find our bread and butter and then just implement and integrate. Yeah.
How's it been taking over like Psychedelics Anonymous, man? Like, what if some of like the hardship's been? What if some of like the crime's been? Like, where's the direction of Psychedelics Anonymous going now with you at the helm?
No, I appreciate that. I think from my side, the challenges have been, fully implementing my vision over time because there's always going to be, with the acquisition, some of the past, holders that have different expectations and you need to align them correctly towards your own vision. But along with that, I think just focusing on our bread and butter. We're the biggest psychedelics crypto community, so as long as we keep focusing on that and testing and finding the right ways to iterate on top of things that are really successful, it'll be okay.
Dude, last question. So when's like the Psychedelics Anonymous Burning Man trip going on? Is that coming up next year?
That is one of my bigger ambitions and goals. So yes, working on planning something like that. So stay tuned for that, but that's more of a flagship thing I'm working on in the background.
Yo, Klaus, bro, always a pleasure, my G. Love you too, bro. Keep up the good work. Let's see who we gonna go to next over here. Oh. Look, it's my favorite podcast host right here.
What's good, sir? How we doing? How we doing?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Sonny's over there. It's my favorite podcast host right here.
Fuck yeah. You can say that even with Sonny here. I mean, facts are facts. It is what it is. How we doing?
We good, man. How you doing, man?
Life is good. Life is good. I'm getting ready for Singapore. Are you guys coming to Singapore?
We're still thinking about it.
Boys.
We're wondering. I mean,
What is up with the IRL Alpha crew not knowing
no.
if they're coming to Singapore?
We had a different one, so we're you know what? Not on camera. I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, listen, you guys are coming, so I'm making up your mind for you.
Oh, dude, we'll go. We got to
Okay.
be there. So, Mark, man, okay, so a lot of things been going on with D-Gods lately, man. So
Yeah.
how do you feel like the community going now that, like, Frank turned D-Gods, Telegram and everything? Like, where do you see, like, the future of D-Gods going?
I think it's you're rolling with the way the market's going. So if people are getting more degenerate with it, if people are having fun on Telegram, if people are leaning into the different meme coin metas, like you got to roll with it. Why fight against where the space is going? So I think it just
Very
makes
good
sense.
point.
I think it's like, again, it's like right now that is what the space is caring about, and so there's no sense in fighting that. You might as well go with it. And I think people like the fact that you have a founder who is in the trenches with them, who is paying attention to what they're enjoying, and then therefore is implementing some of the things that they're enjoying already. And so I think it fits well.
Well, it's a great product market fit. Now, he did come up with something that's kind of like controversial. Yeah, like the whole depend thing coming up.
Yeah.
Like, what do you feel about that and like sharing your location with like other D-Gods?
I mean, you got to use your head, right? Like, I put my location, but I put it like maybe a few miles away from where I live. Like, not necessarily like right on my doorstep, right?
So that's why I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
I posted up with the binoculars. I'm like,
you
where's
were
my-
looking for me. I did have somebody that was like, yo, we live right by each other. I was like, oh, where do you think I live? I'm not giving my exact address. But no, I think it's a great way to meet people who live in your local town, and like, especially people who don't live in LA, because I do feel like a lot of people who live in LA have already met each other at some point, things like that. Especially, I mean, if you live in LA, you've probably been to IRL Alpha, you've probably
Definitely
met
meet a
us,
lot of
things like
people,
that.
yeah.
But if you're living in like Kentucky, you might have a harder time finding somebody who's in the community. Well, if you go on there and you see somebody else is, cool, you can reach out to them. So I think there's things like that that just allow people to feel even more connected, especially when you're not living in the city. Or if you're traveling to a new place, you want to see if there's somebody who's around that you can meet up with. I think that's what makes the community special, and I think it's a cool way to further that kind of connection.
Oh, I definitely agree. I mean, like, I feel like D-Gods definitely have one of the best communities out there. So it's like a really good way to meet everybody else. So where do you see D-Gods going from here, man? It's like, what other innovations are going? Strongest community, you got the merch god right here. You and Sonny do a sick podcast with D Weekly. So where do you see all that going?
I think it's difficult to say. It's going where the space goes. So wherever that goes. I think it's like a lot of times we ask, even like with Superbase and people are asking like, what's next? It's like, what's next is what should happen. So that takes time. It takes time to figure out what that is. If you're plotting on what you think you're going to do 3 months from now, well, 3 months from now, the space and the meta could completely change. So sometimes it's like it's more important to figure out where the space is going and to just take part in that, to just literally participate, and then figure out where certain things make sense, where you can fit in, and how you can best achieve what you're looking to do. But again, it's like you just got to pay attention because the space moves so damn quick.
Bro, that's some serious alpha, bro. Mark, man, appreciate you. G.
Got you.
Oh, man.
Appreciate you, my boy.
Gangster with tats all down the side of your head.
I feel very like American me, like, very Michelob American me, bro.
You look like a fucking chameleon.
You look great. You look great as usual.
See, Mark says I look great, so I'm gonna take that,
always
bro.
look great.
You look great too. Dude, I'm even rocking the Cortezes, bro. So it's like LA Cortezes. All right, let me go to. This is really my favorite podcast host. I was just bullshitting with Mark. So let me go to my real favorite podcast host. Let's interrupt. What's up, Sonny? Yo, can I pull you aside for a minute? Sorry to interrupt, guys. Yo, what's up, Sonny? How you doing, bro?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Man, merch god, gonna be in Singapore.
Some light,
Some light.
I'm definitely pulling up with some gear. So if you're out there, like, you might get lucky and walk away with some gear. Come find me for sure.
Oh, bro, I think it was like Amy Street said it in a tweet, man. Like, where D-Gods need to focus, they need to make like a clothing brand or like a brand behind the clothing. Do you feel that's kind of like the alpha coming up for D-Gods, where like you have like kind of a luxury clothing brand, or you integrate into fashion?
I think truthfully, like overall, we've definitely kind of like always had a little alignment with merch and clothing. Like a lot of the native drops have obviously like sold out. There's a lot of like classic pieces that even today like people are sought after. I think when it comes to just like merch or doing pieces or anything like that, it's always a balance, right? Of just like focusing on that, because that itself is like a full-time thing to grow and scale as a vertical. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity for it. But I think, man, right now, honestly, it's like this whole aspect of like taking over the internet and having attention and, you know, like really like uniting our community and like building up people that have platforms and are representing us and all that sort of stuff. I think the merch, I think the products, all that sort of stuff, I think that will come, and like we have a bunch of go-to people in the space that are continuing to like put out stuff. Obviously, I put out my own merch before. We've got other people that
you got like
put out their
D-Golf and
stuff.
everything.
Yeah,
You got so many
D-Golf,
different-
Wesley, like all these people that kind of create like different things, right? And so we have these like different just type of products that can come out from the community, and I think D-God's just a good job of like supporting that and like really encouraging that. And so like, yeah, part of it is just gonna be, I think what it's about is just like, it goes back to that whole bros being bros thing, but it's aside from that, it's just like this community that's really like thriving on each other's skill sets and building each other up and growing, and whatever it is that you might be contributing to the community, like we want to know about it and we want to help build it up. So I think that's really the superpower, and like that's the stuff that we're focusing on.
Well, that's exactly what I feel like D-God's superpower is. It's like just building each other up. You got a big community, a strong community. You guys been through a lot of shit, gone through the shit. Like, you know, you're in the trenches and everything. Love what you guys are doing with Telegram, man. So it's like, where do you see D-God's going from here besides just like helping brand building?
I mean, honestly, I think it's just like doubling and tripling down on this. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like in the grand scheme of like people that this might align with, I think we barely even scratched the surface.
Right.
You know, it's obviously onboarding people, but just like aligning them with the mentality and everything that we have going on, I think we're just scratching the surface. And as we keep like expanding in that way, gaining attention, gaining hype, keeping relevant, and just like different people in the community doing things, I think that's what we do. And it's just like doubling and tripling down on that and really expanding that net, so more people that come in just like they want to be a part of it.
You just got to go D-God mode.
You just got to go D-God mode.
Hey, Sonny, what are we going to talk about? Wait, fucking shit.
What?
Screwing this up.
Look, Mark, here, Mark.
Hey, Sonny, when are we going to talk about the fact that my Chiefs just won by 7? Okay, my Chiefs just won. So
your Chiefs?
Yes.
I thought he was a Lions fan. I thought he was a Lions fan. He's a Chiefs fan now. Oh wait, he's a Chiefs fan now.
This is what I'm doing all season. What? I am fading Mark's bets all season. At the end of the season,
You're 0 for
we
1.
are going to figure out what the record is. Right now,
You're
I'm 0 for 1.
I'm 1-0. I'm 1-0. I'm never lost.
Yeah,
Never lost.
he's 1-0 this season. That's fine. It's all good. I'm fading Mark all season on block bets, and we're gonna figure out who has the winning record. That's that.
Honestly, this guy's so trash.
Bro,
It's insane.
You're a Lions fan. You can't call anybody trash.
Okay. All right, buddy. All right. You know, the guy thinks he's tall.
Raiders are gonna win it. Raiders.
Okay. Raiders.
Raiders. Raiders.
1-0 on block bet. Sonny, try better next time. Try better. Too bad.
I hate this guy. Did you get interviewed yet?
Do you want to come on the second episode of Between Two Beards?
Between Two Beards is
Between
crazy.
Two Beards. Right in here, Mark.
You gotta be in the middle.
Okay.
Our second episode of Between Two Beards with me and Sonny. We got our guest, Mark Hulser. Mark, why do the Detroit Lions suck so bad, and why is your team trash?
I did not know that today was opposite day. Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. Los, you're a Raiders fan, okay? So what I need you to do
It's been hard being a Raider fan, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say something mean to you, but honestly, you're a Raiders fan. That's tough enough. So I'm not going to say anything more. Yeah. Who's your quarterback this year?
Brock Purdy is better than Jared Goff.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
100% he is.
No, he's not.
Yes,
Brock
he is.
Purdy's a hoe and lives with his parents.
Brock Purdy is better than Jared Goff.
No, he's not.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Sorry. It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. Your Lions, you might see them in the Super Bowl, like.
Sports podcast coming soon this Sunday.
Oh.
This is the sports podcast
Honestly,
right here.
the tough part about it is, like, honestly, I would love to do that, but Sonny has such a lack of knowledge that it's hard to actually do that. So maybe one day if he gets his knowledge up and.
Don't you think that the Lions are winning the Super Bowl this year?
Yes.
That's not good knowledge.
It is good knowledge.
It's terrible knowledge.
It's the best knowledge.
Do you have a bet on them winning the Super Bowl?
100%, yeah.
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 You should have just donated that to me.
honestly,
I'll give you my wallet address.
This is insane. This guy is this is honestly Sonny right here is why the program Dare exists, because smoking a crack pipe and coming over to IRL Alpha is not the alpha. So Sonny, please do better.
Bro, my team beat yours in the NFC Championship.
I don't live in the
last
past.
year.
I love watching them fight.
When was that?
It's like the
last
odd
year.
couple right here.
The last time y'all were in the playoffs, you
This
got
is what a happy
eliminated by
marriage
my
looks
team.
like. People
I
take
don't live in
notes.
the past. I don't live in the past. I don't know what he's talking about. I won a smooth like 1,500 tonight. So how much did you win?
Did your team lose?
See now,
Did your
now
team
see,
lose?
see this is this.
Did your team lose?
This called
What was
this
it
is
like?
called deflection. This is
First
called
time-
deflection.
First time in history that a 17-0 lead was given up in the NFC Championship. Damn.
He's living in the past. He's still thinking about last season.
That's a Lions
I'm thinking
record.
about now.
That's
Thinking about
a
now.
record that the Lions own. Aren't you proud of it? Aren't you proud of that record?
You just hurt my boy, man. Come on. Sonny, that was cold, bro. Damn. Why you got to go for the jugular?
This guy.
Yeah, I feel for you, bro. I feel for you.
Love you, Los.
Love you,
Los.
Los.
Yeah, you're my one favorite bearded person.
You can only have one favorite bearded person. No, that was cold. Who are we going to go to? Yo, let's go to post-work. Oh, God, no. Not today. Let's go to Beacon. Oh, my God.
I've never been on camera. That's my phone.
Sir, have you ever been on camera before?
No, it's my first time. That's my phone. Where'd you get that from? Give me that back.
Take your phone.
No, I'm not taking my phone. Okay, real quick though. I'll say this. Okay, a couple things here.
Go.
One thing, I used the gimbal. It's the one that Benny has, and then before Chris had it, the R3.
Yes.
I did a whole basketball game. I filmed with it, running up and down the court. Cooked. My shoulders the next day. I'm not even joking.
Dude, they take a toll after a minute.
Brutal. I was like, and the whole time I'm doing weird things, like I'm pushing at my body. I'm doing anything.
Gotta like get the
I'm
shoulders
like,
in.
You're watching.
Like, yeah.
Everyone's watching me like this. Like it was fucking rough. So more respect for the camera people. They're killing it here.
Oh, definitely, man. We got Chris, one of the best in the business right here. Fly
Yeah,
ride
he's good.
behind
Look
the
how
camera.
solid his hand is.
Look how still that camera is. He's got perfect framing. Look at that.
Look at that. He can go down.
You do like the whole fit check and everything. Oh. Like
People
God.
don't even know. Okay, we can get Jerry to end if you need to do the end.
Jerry, I think we're canceled already.
we
So,
are.
Began, the Alpha happens IRL, man.
Yeah.
Where's the Alpha going on after this?
Okay, we're gonna go to VibesCo and they're gonna tell us the tickers. They're gonna tell us the actual tickers. They're gonna give me the CAs. It's gonna work this time, okay? I'm not gonna lose money like last week, man.
Are you bullish on dog riding chicken?
Okay, so I thought it was chicken smoking fish. Is it dog riding chicken now? Am I already
no,
out?
no.
I gotta check my bag.
I'm trying to pump my bags.
Oh, is that yours? Wait, stop. Your bags are dog riding chicken?
So, hey, smoking chicken fish is great. It's its own
That was
church.
okay?
Smoking
Okay.
chicken fish is good.
I will say, this is nothing to do with the shit coin, but there's a thing that I see sometimes in our weird tech world. We do denim chicken. You ever seen denim chicken?
What the fuck is denim chicken?
I don't know. Here's all I know. One of my friends actually got, Elon was like, hey, could you rewrite this thing? Write this thing in platform. He goes, yes, I will rewrite this code for you, Elon. And when Elon responded back, he sent back denim chicken. That's a chicken wearing some jeans. But he actually sent denim chicken to Elon. He's got the screenshot. It's fire.
We're gonna make this tonight, and we're gonna
No,
launch
denim
this.
chicken's good. It's a meme outside of this thing, so I don't know.
Nobody make denim chicken until we take this over. We gotta get
Oh,
on
there's
pumped up fun.
40 denim chicken salt. There's gotta be, okay? Okay.
What if there's no denim chicken?
Okay, I got a new thing, okay? Let's go on Polymarket and let's start betting on how many tickers of a joke there are.
Are we gonna go on Cardano and use the Cardano one?
No, but think about this. You say, okay, great, denim chicken, over under 5 CAs, and then you're like, no, it's over under, and just bet on that. I don't want to bet on dumb meme coins. I want to bet on how many meme coins there are for a meme. How many Pepes are there right now, you think?
Oh shit, man. I say like.
On Solana?
Oh, on Solana. I say like 100.
I'm guessing it's probably in the 300 range,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We could get these stats and we can make a lot of money. Gambling.
I'm with the whole new form of gambling, and I like where you're thinking, man.
Yeah, gambling on the people gambling. I want to go to the casino and they're playing blackjack, and I want to make bets on them playing blackjack.
On who's gonna win?
Exactly, and
Oh, I
then
love
you'll
this.
come
I
in
love
and bet
this.
on me betting on them, and eventually
it'll just
we'll
go
have
back.
a little chain that this is innovation.
Okay, you're a coder. We got to build this.
Oh, we're building it tonight, okay? We're building it in Rust.
A little bit of stimulants, a little bit of coding.
A little bit of stimmies. I got to be honest. For coding, I don't take any uppers. I only take downers. You know why?
You're already
too
up and up.
hyperactive.
Yeah,
I'm in my
You need to
chair.
calm
I'm
down.
like, I need something to keep me in the chair. And all right, coding's cool. So like anyone who's like, people are telling me like, oh, I'm taking Adderall, speed, and the coding. I'm like, Dude, I'm like bouncing out of my chair, okay? I'm smoking weed, I'm taking dabs, and then I'm like,
Drinking some beer,
code is
relaxing.
beautiful. Oh, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, this code is beautiful. So, you know, it's a different vibe.
All right, so we'll drink some beer, smoke some weed, and get this code up, and let's run it, bro.
Those things are legal, too. That was a bad. One more time.
One more time.
No!
Wait, hold on. Is it because you're white?
It's too dark. I can't see.
This is why you can't dap a white man, man. It's like white people can't dap.
Everybody, I don't even try.
No. I will tell you, the greatest invention for white people in the history of white people is the fist bump. That one changed. Oh my God.
There we
you
go.
understand?
He can fist bump. He can fist bump.
Was rough for a lot. We're getting nervous out here. And then they invented the fist bump, and things changed, honestly. Like, my life changed.
So always fist bump a white man.
Yeah. 100%. Okay.
100% the alpha.
Or be ready for a hug.
Or be ready.
Boom, boom. No hugging.
Vegan hates hugs. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. Alpha happens IRL. If you're in the Venice area, head over to Vibesco, get the ticker, maybe see Vegan code the new gambling FI that we're going to be launching that'll take IRL to the moon. It's been your host, Lil Swayze. Until next time, peace out, motherfuckers.